the most wonderful time of the month, everybody. It is the latest issue of Doctor Who magazine. This one with an astonishingly cute-looking Beep the Meep on the cover, who we found out last month is voiced by Miriam Margolyes. They still got David Tennant on the cover as well, so Doctor Who Twitter is gonna... the drama. So yeah, Miriam Margolyes, David Tennant there is promoting Doctor Who Unleashed, hosted by Stefan Powell. We talked about that on the live stream last week. We also got, on the opening pages here, 2 new directors who are confirmed to be working on Series 15, aka Ncuti Gatwa's second season. We've got Alex Pillay, who is the director of Block 1 of Ncuti's second season, and Peter Hoare is the director of Block 2. Let's start with Peter Hoare first, because he is a Doctor Who directing alumni. The last time he directed Doctor Who was in 2012, 2013, whenever they released A Good Man Goes to War. That was his one and only Doctor Who credit. A terrific looking episode, very well directed episode, and one of Matt Smith's better performances, in my opinion. But since then, he has been keeping very, very busy. Obviously, he's recently worked with Russell T Davies on the Nolly series and on It's a Sin. He's also directed episodes of Umbrella Academy, an episode of Cloak and Dagger, The Defenders, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Shetland, Silk, Vera. Dude's been keeping very, very busy. And also, most notably, episode 3 of It's a Sin, Long Time, aka the one that made everybody cry and won all of the awards. As Russell T Davies puts in the interview, he could have gone anywhere after the famous Emmy-nominated amazing third episode of The Last of Us. He could have done anything he wanted, and instead he came back to Cardiff and he chose Doctor Who. Quotes, "We win." Also, Alex Pillay, who is going to be directing, has directed episodes of Riverdale, Pretty Little Liars, D.I. Ray, Bridgerton, Walker, McDonald and Dodds, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Emergence, Valor, Midsummer Murders. Once again, dude's been keeping busy. I think that the first 2 blocks of Doctor Who Series 15, Ncuti's second season, is going to be in safe hands. So, what have we got in terms of Ncuti Gatwa's next series? According to Russell T Davies here, several of the episodes have already been written. He says we're back filming the actual show on the streets of Cardiff to shoot the next series. 5 of the next 9 scripts finished and planned, so all of the excitement is already in the past tense for us. Which is pretty mad that they're trying to have such a quick turnaround from finishing the filming of Series 14 to starting on Series 15, and the 60th anniversary specials have not even broadcast yet. That's how far ahead they are. But this is part of Russ T Davies' mission statement, which he says he gave to the BBC when he took the job. Russ T Davies says, "When I arrived in this job, I told them I wanted to, 1, make Doctor Who. Okay, 2, annually. 3, create massive behind-the-scenes coverage. So that's Doctor Who Unleashed. 4, not telling you that yet. 5, nor that. And 6, have the back catalogue of Doctor Who ready and available not just for us, the fans, but for children and families and absolutely anyone." He made that statement, kind of forgot about it, it was busy, you know. Around 18 months later, I casually said to Julie Gardner, "Hey, what happened to that iPlayer plan? Has anyone done anything?" She gave me her basilisk stare and informed me that, while I'd forgotten all about it, fleets of lawyers and producers and subtitlers and data wranglers had worked their fingers to the bone into the small hours of the night for an entire year to swing the deal. You idiot. Oops. Thanks all. He also says that the announcement for Doctor Who Unleashed was always going to be happening in October, but you'll know about Unleashed by now, yes, although you won't know it will be popping up unexpectedly, briefly, well before the Star Beast is shown. What? How? Oh, just wait. So, this is one of the most read and most talked about segments of Doctor Who magazine every single month, Letter from the Showrunner. It's such a fun segment where Russell, a few weeks before the issue goes to print, is like, yeah, let's just be a massive tease, including these, November 1st, November 17th, and November 23rd. None of those is the date of the special's transmission. Also, I'd better say, none of them is a date to book a hotel for, since we didn't have any live events planned. Sorry, we concentrated our fire on things everyone can see. So, November 1st, 17th and 23rd, something's going to be happening then. He also mentions that we've got a bunch of writers who are going to be working in studio for 6 days, working on something special. But as the summer began, I was thinking about the 60th and wondered, have we done enough? So I had an idea on July 5th, sent a formal proposal to the team on July 20th, then 3 script writers got to work, and now, just 2 months later, in the second half of September, we're about to embark on a 6-day studio shoot of brand new material that will make you fizz, I promise. Also, the other day, there was some film crews with a police police public call box outside of Media City at Salford Quays in Manchester, which is often where I find myself doing a lot of work. I could have gone there myself, but I didn't really have time to. They were filming something Doctor Who related in Media City. It could have been something for the upcoming Children in Need. Could have been something for Blue Peter, which, by the way, today is celebrating its 65th birthday. Happy birthday to Blue Peter. So who knows what's been going on there, but something has been happening at Manchester in Media City. But I like to think that it might be for Children in Need, and there might be something Doctor Who related dropping next month for Children in Need. 1 second. When is Children in Need 2023? November 17th? The fact that I was able to get that from a YouTube chat and not from just searching on the official Children in Need page is a bit of an issue. Here we go. When is Children in... Yeah, November 17th. Okay. Oh, was that one of the dates that was mentioned? November 17th. That is one of the dates. I think we are getting something for Children in Need. That's my best guess. Also, last week on the BBC Sounds app and also on BBC Radio 2, they dropped the BBC Doctor Who at 60, a musical celebration, which was a 2-hour-long live orchestra performance of music from across Doctor Who's 60-year history, past, present, and indeed future, because we did get some previews of some upcoming Doctor Who tracks from the 60th anniversary and also Series 14. Basically, it was a big nightmare to put the concert together. And what they're doing is that in Cardiff, they are currently, or they were last week or the week before, recording music for the 60th anniversary and for Series 14. So while the orchestra was all together, let's do a big musical, big concert celebration, which a bunch of fans went to. I saw the pictures. I was insanely jealous. So my thoughts generally on the musical celebration was that it was a little bit disingenuous to have it be marketed as a 60th anniversary celebration concert, because it was essentially an hour and 45 minutes of Murray Gold and then 12 minutes for the rest of the series, whether it be Sega Nakanola or some disconnected composers from the 1970s. There was a classic suite, but as Evil Dalek points out in the chat, it was the same suite from the 50th anniversary prom, and it was only like 3 or 4 tracks, and I think all of them were almost exclusively from the 60s and 70s. I don't really think there was anything from the 80s, from at least my recollection. I can't really remember. Did anyone else think that we got that Shadow Drop Series 10 track Stealth Drop? Yeah, there was I Am a Good Man, which is his regeneration music, or his music leading up to the regeneration in Twice Upon a Time, which is not an official musical track. It had Logopolis music. Okay, Logopolis, that was kind of it from the 1980s. No Remembrance of the Daleks, no Caves of Androzani, no Earthshock, at least from my recollection. There was 5 Doctors. Okay, either way, it was a very short segment, and there wasn't that much, broadly speaking, in the classic music segment. There was a Sega Nakanola suite, which was awesome. They got Chris Chibnall and Sega Nakanola to go on stage and talk briefly about being involved in it, but it was like a 5 or 6 minute suite. It didn't even have Me and My Mates, which was weird, because as far as I'm concerned, and I know I might be a bit biased here, but for Doctor Who's 5th decade, from 2013 to 2023, there are 2 defining tracks from that decade of Doctor Who: Shepherd's Boy and Me and My Mates, from Murray Gold and Sega Nakanola respectively. And there was no Me and My Mates. There was like 5 or 6 Sega Nakanola tracks in a single suite, in a medley. And then it was like, okay, that was awesome. Back to some more Murray Gold. And not to say that Murray Gold is not a great composer and that I don't love. I do love the music. But as somebody who has grown up with the show since 2005 and who did listen to Music and Monsters, who did listen to the proms and the concerts and stuff, I've heard Doomsday recorded live. I've heard Donna Noble's theme recorded live. There was also a companion suite as well, which had music from Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, Donna Noble, and Amy Pond. And I thought, okay, they've done half of the companions, or, you know, decent chunk of the companions. Maybe in the second half of the concert, they'll do the other ones. That we'll get Clara's theme. We'll get Bill. We'll get the fam. Nope. Stopped at Amy. Which is such a weird thing to do, in my opinion. Like, it's not like they didn't have time. It's a 2-hour concert. And, you know, we love the long song. Maybe don't do the long song. Maybe don't do Yes, I Am a Good Man. Maybe trim A Good Man in half, because that's a very lengthy track. Stuff like that. It was awesome that they did get Emily Cook on stage, who did the saxophone solo for Donna Noble's theme, and chatted with her about being one of the progenitors of bringing back Rusty Davis and Catherine Tate and David. Oh, that's awesome. Really cool. And it was very cool that they got Mark Ayers up as well to talk about the 60s music, but the only version of the Doctor Who theme that they played, with the exception of the 60th anniversary one, which we'll listen to in a minute, was the Series 4 and 2009 specials one. It was so weird having Chris Chibnall and Sagan Akinola get up on stage to Murray Gold's music. If it felt a little bit like it was the Murray Gold Power 2 hours, not even the Murray Gold Power Hour, it was 2 hours. And yeah, Shepherd's Boy was awesome. Loved listening to that. Probably one of the highlights, and it was terrific that it almost ended on that before the 60th anniversary theme. It was recorded and filmed, so we will be getting that on the iPlayer, likely at some point in November or December, which I'm gonna watch it again. And Stephen Moffat's interview was very funny as well. Of course, it's information that we already knew. He talks about how Jenna Coleman was the only actor that they had contracted for the 50th anniversary special. He did tell a funny anecdote about Mark Gatiss watching The Day of the Doctor live, and when Tom Baker turns up, there was a really giddy fan in front of him. Stuff like that. Really fun. But yeah, the fact that Sagan Akinola was there but only got like a 5 or 6 minute suite. The classic era was barely represented. It was like they didn't even have the original version of the theme tune. They didn't like have a medley of the themes. You know, if this was like, here's a celebration of Murray Gold's music because he's coming back, fine. But it's called Doctor Who at 60, and we only, strictly speaking, for about 90% of it got music from a single era of the show. A little bit disappointing in my opinion. But what we'll do is that we'll go over some of the big things that dropped. We'll go in chronological order of the concert. We got some brand new music from the upcoming 14th series of the revival of Doctor Who. We got the theme music for the character Ruby Sunday, played by Millie Gibson. Let's play a segment. Also, Winnie's joined us. Hi, Winnie. You enjoying Ruby Sunday's music? Yeah? Yeah, that was the life of Sunday. That was Ruby Sunday's music. No. Anyway, I like that track a lot. The problem with a music theme like that, I love the piano motif. I like how it builds over the course of the track as well. It was the longest new track that we got at like 4 minutes long. And I liked it a lot, but so much of what I associate, for example, with, let's say, Donna Noble's theme, I associate that music so much with the imagery of her walking the streets of London, tracking down the Doctor. So much of what I associate with specifically companion themes is the visuals that we get on screen and the actions that the companions are doing. So it's cool to get a preview, but I'm not entirely sold on it just yet. Of course, we'll give it time. But what I really, really did like, though, was the 15th Doctor's theme, currently just titled 15, composed by Murray Gold. Let's give it a listen. Now, a lot of people are saying that they get Thunderbirds vibes from that. I wasn't getting it until you folks said it. I was definitely getting military vibes, though. Like, sort of like the military, like, the snare drum. Like, the one that you carry around in marching bands and stuff. That was definitely the vibe I was getting. I was getting I Am the Doctor vibes from it, but I really liked the energy and the pace of it. Once again, you got to sort of wait for the associated imagery and the scenes and the context and everything to inform it. Winnie's knocking over the light. She is not having any of this. Winnie? 1 second. Can I pick you up properly? There we go. Are you going to calm down? Okay. Winnie, if you calm down, we're going to listen to the brand new 60th anniversary version of the theme. Can you calm down for like 10 bloody seconds and we can listen to that? Winnie's in her Rani arc. She is. Oh, you're the war Rani. You're the war Winnie. Yeah? You woke up today and chose violence. Let's listen to, composed by Murray Gold, his 4000th version of the Doctor Who theme tune. After listening to that, no disrespect to Murray Gold, but Sagan Akinola, he's got nothing to worry about. In terms of best version of the Doctor Who theme tune, it's got nothing to worry about. No competition. I think it's a cool orchestral version of the Doctor Who theme tune, but it is very Murray Gold is coming back to do the Doctor Who theme tune. That was kind of one issue I had with him coming back as composer. Like, we're going to be seeing an awful lot of similarities. We're going to get brand new characters and brand new themes and motifs, I think, but for the theme, I do think that, for this approach, it was bring on the trumpets. And I'm happy with bring on the trumpets. I like trumpets a lot, but that was very much Murray Gold's approach to this version of the theme tune. I hope it's for the 3 specials and that shooting out where it's the 14th Doctor in Series 14 and beyond. We'll get a brand new version of the theme. It might be a bit weird for 14 and 15 to share their own theme tune. But then again, 4th and 5th, they shared the theme tune as well. 3 and 4 shared a theme tune for the longest time, so it's not unheard of, but yeah. TV movie theme, go to Diver Degree Music, I have a final say. Ollie, you have kind of bested me there, and Winnie is still, like, here. She normally doesn't let me hold her for this long. She must be, I think she was messed around because she did just want cuddles. She did just want to be here. Winnie, 1 second, how many of you are watching right now? Oh no, she's gone. She got stage fright. Folks, there were 240 people on watching the live stream where I was listening to the brand new version of the theme tune while holding a cat in 9 and 10 share. Okay, to be fair, as I do with many things, I said that without thinking and waited for everybody else to correct me. That's what these live streams are for. It's why you folks need to be here. I'd heard a lot of this stuff before, and I wanted more classic. Somebody in the chat earlier said that they can't do the classic tracks on an orchestra. You can sort of remix them. You could reappropriate them. I think it is doable. You could probably do the Tomb of the Cybermen and Moon-based Cyberman theme with an orchestra, which, yeah, it is. It's not officially composed for Doctor Who music. I do believe it was a licensed track. Evil Dalek, you'll probably know this. What was the track called for Tomb of the Cybermen and the Moonbase, the Cyberman music? Cyberman music classic. What was it called? It's from the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, but 1 second. I don't know. Here we go. Space Adventure Part 2 by Martin Slavin, which has been appropriated by Doctor Who, but it wasn't composed specifically for Doctor Who, if I'm correct. No, it was from the Chapel Music. Yeah, so it's not exclusive to Doctor Who. It was BBC Sound Library, which is how a lot of music from Doctor Who in the 60s was made, but you can get away with that. A lot of the music from the Massacre as well, which I'm not saying for a 60th anniversary concert to be complete, you need music from the Massacre, but that wasn't original music. That was from Pierre Harvey, and I only know that off the top of my head because I used Pierre's music in my Brief Encounters audio drama. I just slowed it down. I just changed the pitch a bit to work with what I was making. But anyway, so yeah, stuff like Pierre Harvey, yeah. So yeah, they could have done more classic. They could have definitely done more Sagan. They could have definitely done more music from the 80s. They could have even done some stuff from the TV movie. But still, for a Murray Gold celebration and modern Doctor Who celebration, it was a lot of fun. But as a 60th anniversary concert, there was a lot of blind spots and a disproportionate amount of emphasis on Murray Gold. And I love Murray Gold, but he's had multiple proms and concerts and gigs and performances like this to showcase his music. And I do think that in cases like this, maybe the microphone should be passed to somebody else.